the strangest country in Asia, where women are beautiful and dating is surprisingly affordable. Would you dare to try snake wine? Vietnam's legendary health elixir, with a real venomous snake soaking inside. Locals believe this unique drink not only boosts your health, but can even help you live longer. Or have you ever heard about the tradition of eating dog meat at the end of the month, believed to chase away bad luck? But that's just scratching the surface of the fascinating things waiting for you in Vietnam. Vietnam is not only known for its unforgettable cuisine, but also for its customs and traditions that leave international visitors amazed. So, what are you waiting for? Join us as we uncover the mysteries and wonders of this captivating country in today's video. Are you bold enough to experience it all? Don't forget to leave a comment sharing which Vietnamese traditions or foods surprised or intrigued you the most. Number 15. Vietnamese women are gorgeous. And dating here is surprisingly affordable. When people talk about Vietnam, one of the first things that often comes up is the beauty of Vietnamese women. And it's no exaggeration. With their slim figures, fair skin, and elegant sense of style, Vietnamese women leave a lasting impression on many visitors. But what really gets people talking is the idea that dating in Vietnam is surprisingly cheap. Compared to Western countries, the cost of a typical date in Vietnam is much lower. A delicious bowl of traditional fare, a coffee at a cozy street-side cafe, or a peaceful walk around Hon Kim Lake. None of these will break the bank, yet they still create meaningful, memorable experiences. Many say this reflects not only economic differences, but also how Vietnamese women approach relationships. For most, it's not about wealth, it's about sincerity and how a partner expresses care and affection. Foreign visitors often share how dating Vietnamese women feels relaxed, with no overwhelming financial pressure. However, some critics argue that this has also created unfair stereotypes about the value of Vietnamese women. So, what do you think? Do you agree with this view, or have you had different experiences? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 14. In Vietnam, you can eat almost anything if you think Vietnamese food is just pho va, ban, MD, or bun shake. Think again. Vietnam's cuisine is full of surprises, and sometimes testing your bravery as a foodie. Picture yourself sitting on a small plastic chair by a bustling Hanoi street. A steaming bowl of pho in front of you, fragrant with cinnamon and star anise. You might feel like you've conquered Vietnamese cuisine, but the real adventure is just beginning. Vietnamese people aren't too shy when it comes to bold flavors and unusual dishes. There's balut, a fertilized duck egg, considered nutritious and popular across the country. In certain regions, dog meat is delicately prepared and believed to bring good luck, especially at the end of the lunar month. Then there's MDM, fermented shrimp paste, a powerful challenge for your sense of smell. It may seem intimidating, but when paired with bun ki vermicelli and fried tofu, it turns into an addictive, unforgettable flavor. If you're feeling brave, you might even try a glass of snake wine or ruby mbap, believed to be a health-boosting tonic. Congratulations, you've earned your place among the most daring food explorers. And in many rural areas, grilled rat is a surprising specialty. These field rats are carefully cleaned, seasoned, and roasted to crispy perfection, often served with fresh herbs. It might sound strange, but many are amazed by how tasty it actually is. For those who love exploring bold, unique dishes, Vietnam is truly a culinary paradise, full of challenges, excitement, and unforgettable flavors. But it's not all about shock factor. Just think of Ban MD, the humble Vietnamese baguette that CNN once crowned the best sandwich in the world. It's more than just a crispy roll filled with ingredients. It's a symbol of Vietnam's rich food culture. With grilled meat, pickled vegetables, and PTB&H mee is more than just a sandwich. It's the delicious story of French and Vietnamese culinary traditions blending together. It reflects the creative spirit of the Vietnamese people. And if you love lively, colorful atmospheres, Vietnam's night markets are a must-visit. The mouth-watering smell of grilled skewers, crispy B&H zio, Vietnamese pancakes, and refreshing glasses of chua sweet dessert soup with endless toppings fill the air. Everything here shows how Vietnamese cuisine is the perfect mix of flavor, culture, and community connection. So, do you have the courage to take on this culinary adventure? Who knows, grilled rat or some other unexpected dish might just become your new favorite. Number 13. Vietnam's strange elixir. Think alcohol is just for drinking. In Vietnam, it's much more than that. Snake wine isn't just a beverage, it's a unique mix of traditional medicine and cultural heritage that both fascinates. and challenges those brave enough to try it. Snake wine is made by infusing a whole snake, often a venomous one like a cobra, into rice wine. Locals believe that during the soaking process, the snake's venom is neutralized by the alcohol, turning it into a powerful health tonic. To make the drink even more special, some jars include scorpions, lizards, or traditional herbs. According to Vietnamese medicine, snake wine is said to boost blood circulation, ease back pain, and improve overall health. But beyond its supposed benefits, snake wine is also seen as a test of courage. For many, just seeing the snake coiled inside the jar is enough to make them hesitate, let alone drink it. Snake wine has its roots in East Asian beliefs where snakes symbolize strength and longevity. In Vietnam, it often appears during festivals, big parties, or as a gift, representing respect, health, and good fortune. International visitors are often intrigued by this unusual drink. Some see it as a cultural experience, while others view it as a daring challenge. If you're brave enough to take a sip, you'll find it tastes much like regular rice wine. That is, if you can ignore the snake watching you from inside the jar. Number 12. The Ninja Lead Cult. Have you ever heard of the Ninja Lead? If not, get ready for a truly unique Vietnamese experience. These women are easily spotted, completely covered from head to toe, wearing sunscreen jackets, masks, sunglasses, helmets, and gloves, making them look just like modern-day ninjas. But it's not just their style that catches attention. It's their fearless driving skills. Riding mainly Honda leads, along with Vision, Wave, or SH models, these women navigate the streets with impressive confidence. They weave through traffic, unafraid of close calls, acting like the roads belong entirely to them. Tourists often mistake their outfits for some kind of religious tradition. But in reality, it's all about protection from the sun and city pollution, an everyday part of life in Vietnam. What's even more fascinating, though, are their driving habits. They might signal left and suddenly turn right, swerve between vehicles, or even drive the wrong way down a street, without hesitation. It may seem chaotic and unpredictable, but they're part of what makes Vietnamese traffic so dynamic. Have you ever come across a ninja lead during your visit to Vietnam? Share your story with us in the comments. Number 11. The Elephant Taxi. Service. Think taxis are only cars or motorbikes. Think again. Head to Vietnam's Central Highlands, where the elephant taxi is one of the most unforgettable ways to explore. Instead of hopping into a traditional vehicle, you'll climb onto a gentle giant, a trained elephant, for a ride through red dirt roads, lush green forests, and even peaceful rivers. Bought for around $15 to $20, you can experience this one-of-a-kind journey. One of the most popular spots for elephant rides is Lac Lake in Janique, Elasik Province. Here, you'll feel completely immersed in untouched nature as you ride atop one of these majestic creatures. The elephants are professionally trained by skilled mahouts, ensuring your ride is both safe and comfortable. You can even feed the elephants and take memorable photos with them. But elephant riding isn't just a fun tourist activity, it reflects the culture of Vietnam's Central Highlands. Elephants are an important symbol for ethnic groups like the Way Khi and Manang. For centuries, elephants were used to transport goods and played a vital role in traditional ceremonies. Today, while they've become a key part of tourism, they still represent the deep bond between the people and the land, providing both cultural pride and much-needed income for local communities. However, this unique service faces many challenges. The number of domestic elephants in Vietnam's Central Highlands has drastically fallen, from 500 in the 1980s to fewer than 100 by 2024. The reasons are clear: habitat loss and the overexploitation of elephants for tourism. Despite this, riding an elephant taxi remains an unforgettable experience when visiting the Central Highlands. It offers not only the thrill of adventure, but also a deeper connection to the region's nature and traditional culture. So, would you dare try an elephant taxi ride? Number 10. Floating markets. Supermarkets on the water. Think traditional markets are fascinating. Wait until you visit Vietnam's floating markets, a completely different and mesmerizing concept. Floating markets, a proud symbol of the Mekong Delta, have existed for centuries, long before modern roads were built. They're not just places for buying and selling. They're centers of community life, where trade and daily routines unfold on the water. Famous floating markets, like Thai RNG, CNN, Thun Khai B, and Eng Balai, aren't only for shopping. They've also become major tourist attractions. Everything happens on boats: fruits, vegetables, fresh seafood, and even steaming bowls of local dishes like B&H, micho Vietnamese pan bread, or bien ryu tomato crab noodle soup, are sold while gently drifting along the river. You'll even spot floating coffee shops, where for just $1, you can enjoy a refreshing iced coffee while the boat glides through the bustling waterways. Each boat features a tall bamboo pole, displaying samples of its goods, making it easy for buyers to spot what's being sold. A bunch of bananas hanging from the pole means it's a fruit seller. Fresh greens signal a vegetable vendor. But the floating markets aren't just about commerce. They're windows into the vibrant rhythm of life along the Mekong Delta. The best time to visit, at sunrise, between 5 to 6 a.m., when golden sunlight reflects off the water and the air buzzes with the sound of paddles and vendors calling out their wares. From delicious fruits like mangoes and water, coconuts to mouth-watering dishes like bien ryu and tiku noodle soup. The floating markets offer more than just food. They offer a rich cultural experience. Despite being on water, the service here rivals that of high-end restaurants, with vendors expertly preparing food right on their boats. With over 1.5 million visitors every year, floating markets are not just tourist hotspots, they are an essential part of the cultural fabric of the Mekong Delta. Number 9. Sidewalk culture in Vietnam. Sidewalks aren't just for walking, they're vibrant, ever-changing spaces where life unfolds. From makeshift hair salons and steaming bowls of pho to colorful souvenir stalls, everything happens along the sidewalks. They're true social hubs where people meet, chat, eat, and enjoy the simple moments of life. In the mornings, sidewalks are alive with energy. Elderly residents practice Tai Chi, joggers run around Hon Kim Lake, and groups of young people warm up before heading to work. By noon, these same sidewalks transform into bustling outdoor restaurants. You can enjoy bun shake, ban kuon, or nem rad fried spring rolls right by the roadside, surrounded by the lively sounds of the city. As evening falls, sidewalks turn into gathering spots for families, friends, and co-workers. Laughter fills the air, beer glasses clink together, and the simple, joyful spirit of Vietnam comes alive. What's remarkable is the sense of organized chaos. You'll find a sugarcane juice stand right beside a motorbike repair stall, next to a vendor selling hot bun ryu, all blending together in harmony. But when the authorities show up, it's like magic. The chairs, food stalls, and boiling pots disappear in seconds, returning the space to calm. But just a few hours later, everything's back, ready for another day. The sidewalks aren't just part of public space, they're a living, breathing stage for daily life. So, if you ever visit Vietnam, don't forget to sit down with a glass of iced coffee and soak in the endless rhythm of life along the sidewalks. Number 8. Drinking beer after work. Culture in Vietnam. Beer isn't just a drink, it's a way of life. It's deeply woven into the country's social culture. Vietnam is the largest beer consumer in Southeast Asia and ranks among the top 10 globally. In 2023 alone, Vietnamese people consumed over 4.6 billion liters of beer. That's about 47 liters per person. Walk through any Vietnamese city in the evening, and you'll spot crowded sidewalk beer stalls everywhere. Plastic chairs line the pavements, simple tables overflow with mouth-watering snacks, and glasses of Bai Hai. Vietnam's light, easy to drink, and affordable draft beer are passed around. A glass costs less than 50 cents. But in Vietnam, drinking beer is about more than quenching your thirst. Tables are always filled with dishes like fried fermented pork, crispy tofu, grilled chicken feet, and spicy hot pot. And one snack is always present: roasted peanuts. Simple, tasty, and essential. Drinking beer here reflects an optimistic, life-loving spirit. No matter how busy or challenging life gets, Vietnamese people find time to slow down, connect, and enjoy. At beer tables, social barriers disappear. Bosses chat with employees. Old friends welcome new ones. There's even a local saying, "Not drunk, not going home." But don't worry if you're not into beer, there's always soft drinks and fruit juices on offer. So everyone feels included, and if you prefer a more upscale experience, Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City have seen a boom in trendy craft beer bars. From fruity flavors to European-style brews, these spots are attracting both locals and international visitors eager to explore Vietnam's evolving beer culture. Why does everyone have the same surname? When visiting Vietnam for the first time, many tourists are surprised to notice how many people share the same surname, Nguyen. And no, this isn't a coincidence. Around 40% of Vietnam's population carries the surname Nguyen, making it by far the most common surname in the country. After Nguyen, the second most popular surname is Tern, but it only accounts for about 11%, a distant second compared to the Nguyen legacy. The widespread use of the surname Nguyen goes back to Vietnam's feudal history. For centuries, it was common for rulers to grant their own surnames to subjects, especially those who had performed great deeds, or, at times, to protect them from persecution. Since the Nguyen dynasty ruled from 1802 to 1945, the longest dynasty in Vietnam, the tradition of adopting the Nguyen surname became widespread, with the number of people carrying this name growing significantly over generations. But Nguyen wasn't limited to just the dynasty. It has deep roots throughout Vietnamese history, from Nguyen lords in the south to earlier kings and influential rulers. Over time, the surname Nguyen became inseparable from Vietnamese identity. In Western countries, it's normal to address someone by their surname, Mr. Smith or Ms. Johnson, for example. But in Vietnam, calling out Mr. Nguyen in a classroom might just have half the students turning their heads in response. Even at international events, Vietnamese athletes or artists sharing the same surname have been known to confuse organizers. Of course, Nguyen may dominate, but Vietnam has many other surnames as well, such as Tern La Phem Hong and Vien. In mountainous regions and among ethnic minorities, unique surnames like G Young, L, or VNG add to the cultural richness and diversity of Vietnamese society. Number 6. Men love to show their bellies. If you visit Vietnam during the summer, you're bound to see a familiar scene. Men, especially older ones, casually lifting their shirts and exposing their bellies. You'll spot them in parks, at cafes, or even riding motorcycles, bellies out, enjoying the breeze. To Western tourists, this may seem strange, or even a little amusing, but the reason is simple. Vietnam's hot, humid climate. Summer temperatures can easily soar to 35 or even 40 degrees Celsius, and lifting your shirt is one of the easiest, most natural, and cost-effective ways to cool down without relying on air conditioning or fans. Interestingly, everyone has their own style of doing this. Some lift their shirts just enough to let a little air in, while others boldly pull their shirts all the way up, proudly revealing their bellies. Among groups of friends, this often becomes a running joke, with the man showing off the biggest belly considered the luckiest or most prosperous. While it may cause a bit of culture shock for tourists at first, once they understand the habit, most find it amusing, even seeing it as an essential part of the Vietnamese summer experience. Number 5. The Hing Elec Twin Village. If you think twins are a rare sight, you need to visit Hing Elec village in Hon Nai province, where running into two people who look exactly alike is completely normal. Located just 55 kilometers from Ho Chi Minh City, Hing Elec has earned a reputation as Vietnam's twin village, famous for its unusually high twin birth rate, a phenomenon that has drawn curiosity from both scientists and tourists. In Hing Elec, having twins isn't seen as anything special, it's simply part of daily life. The twin birth rate here is significantly higher than the global average of just 1 to 2%. Some families even have 2 or 3 sets of twins within the same generation. Scientists are still researching the exact cause, but one popular theory suggests that a natural compound in the local water source might stimulate the body to release more eggs, increasing the chances of twins. Though there's no official scientific conclusion yet, the mystery only adds to the fascination surrounding this village, making it a popular destination for those intrigued by science and unusual phenomena. Beyond the impressive twin birth rate, Hing Elec is also known for unusual stories, like twin pairs marrying each other and then having twin children themselves. Imagine attending a family gathering where everyone looks so alike that you can't tell your brother-in-law from your husband. Thanks to this unique phenomenon, Hing Elec has embraced its reputation. Every year, the village holds a twin festival, where twins of all ages gather to participate in parades, cultural performances, and games. It's not only a fun celebration, but also an opportunity for people to connect and share their experiences. Picture walking into the festival and seeing identical pairs everywhere, dressed alike, laughing, and enjoying the day. Sometimes, even the twins themselves mix each other up. With such a large community of twins, and all the interesting stories that come with it, Hing Elec has become a must-visit destination for anyone curious about Vietnam's strangest and most fascinating places. Our researchers and curious tourists alike flock to Hing Elec to experience double the fun. But don't be overconfident. This place will truly twist your brain as you try to figure out who's who. Number 4. Getting rich from gambling. strictly banned in many countries, takes on a very different face in Vietnam. While local residents face heavy restrictions, foreign visitors can freely enter legal casinos, creating a unique element in Vietnam's entertainment scene. Although Vietnamese citizens are generally prohibited from gambling, legal casinos in Vietnam specifically target international tourists as part of an economic growth strategy. Major integrated resorts like Corona Resort and Casino in Phay Quac, Crown International Club in K Tien, and large casinos in Ha Long Bay have become magnets for visitors from China, South Korea, and the West. Interestingly, Corona Resort and Casino, the largest casino in Vietnam, has even allowed some Vietnamese citizens to try their luck, but the conditions are strict. A minimum monthly income of 10 million VND, a clean criminal record, and an entrance fee of 1 million VND per day. Inside, players can enjoy a full range of experiences from slot machines and poker to blackjack and roulette, all within luxurious modern. But these casinos aren't just entertainment venues, they're powerful tools to attract international tourists, generating over $1 billion United States dollars annually. Outside of the grand casinos, traditional games like BAQ, AKCPP, or Kagak are often seen at rural festivals. Though unofficial, these are beloved cultural activities where people gather to play and share laughter. What's striking is the sharp contrast in regulations. Tourists can freely test their luck, while locals, caught gambling illegally, face serious penalties. Traditional beliefs warn that gambling is a double-edged sword. While it may bring quick fortune, it often leads to debt and crime, making the government cautious. Still, Vietnam's cautious step toward opening casinos to locals is seen as a way to legalize and regulate this sector while reducing underground gambling. The country's casino industry offers a unique flavor, strict laws, blending with new opportunities for economic growth and international tourism. Number 3. The Kingdom of Motorbikes. The moment you step into Vietnam, one thing becomes impossible to miss. Motorbikes, they're not just a means of transport here. They are woven into the daily rhythm of life. From Ha Noi to H Chi Minh City, motorbikes fill every street, creating a vibrant, chaotic, yet strangely harmonious traffic scene, where the hum of engines and the constant honking of horns form the city's soundtrack. Motorbikes carry far more than just people. They transport everything imaginable. You'll see food containers, karaoke speakers, furniture, refrigerators, and even full-grown trees balancing precariously on two wheels. It's not uncommon to spot an entire family of 4 cruising down the road, with the youngest child perched happily at the front. With nearly 100 million people, Vietnam boasts over 60 million motorbikes, an astonishing figure. Cars, heavily taxed at 3 times their base price, are a luxury. Meanwhile, motorbikes are affordable, flexible, and perfectly suited for weaving through narrow alleys and congested streets. Stand at a busy intersection in Ha Noi, and you'll witness what seems like chaos. Hundreds of motorbikes surging in all directions, no traffic signals, no unyielding, yet remarkably few collisions. It's as if the Vietnamese have developed a sixth sense for navigating this organized madness. Don't be surprised to see someone driving the wrong way, making sudden turns without signaling, or stopping in the middle of the street to buy vegetables. This is all part of what locals affectionately call motorbike culture, where flexibility and creativity reign supreme. If you want to experience Vietnam like a true local, rent a motorbike, but be warned, the traffic here isn't for the faint of heart. And don't forget your helmet. It's not only required by law, but will also make you look cool in those dusty, smoky travel photos. Number 2. A must-visit seaside destination with over 3,260 kilometers of coastline stretching from north to south. Vietnam isn't just a Southeast Asian country. It's one of the world's most desirable beach destinations. From Quang Ninh to Kim Jong, each beach offers its own unique beauty, from untouched, rustic shores to lively modern resorts, captivating even the most seasoned travelers. Ha Long Bay, a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site, stands out with its thousands of limestone islands rising from emerald waters. It's like stepping into a dreamlike painting. Further south, Mui Ca Beach in Kat, with its fine sand and gentle waves, was once named by Forbes as one of the world's most beautiful beaches. For those seeking vibrant nightlife, Nha Trang is the perfect mix. Blue sea, white sand, and top-tier resort services, all in one place. And if tranquility and nature are what you crave, Ph Quac, Vietnam's largest island, won't disappoint. Stunning beaches like By Sao or By Dai offer peace and seclusion, while history buffs can explore the island's rich cultural heritage. For an even more off-the-beaten-path experience, visit Kaneko with deserted beaches and untouched landscapes. It's ideal for relaxation and learning about the region's historical significance. Alongside breathtaking scenery, Vietnam's seafood cuisine is unforgettable. A morning in a fishing village may lead you to bustling markets where the day's catch is hauled in straight from the sea. From refreshing raw fish salads to fragrant grilled lobster, every bite bursts with the fresh flavors of the ocean, leaving a lasting impression. Not only are Vietnam's beaches stunning tourist destinations, but they also sustain the lives of millions of people. Vietnam's seafood industry plays a major role in the nation's economy, with production reaching an impressive 8.2 million tons. In 2023, major ports like H Long, An and H Chi Minh City serve as vital international trade gateways, fueling the country's overall economic growth. Vietnam's beaches aren't just beautiful, they're alive, thriving, and essential to the daily lives of its people. Whether you visit to unwind or to experience the culture, the coastal regions will undoubtedly leave you with unforgettable memories. Number 1. The economy is truly rice. Vietnam is one of Southeast Asia's fastest-growing economies, skillfully blending traditional agriculture, modern industry, and a booming tourism sector. But despite this rapid transformation, agriculture, especially rice production, remains the backbone of the country, supporting millions of families and shaping the national identity. The lush, green rice paddies stretching from the Red River Delta to the Mekong Delta are iconic images of Vietnam. These endless fields represent not only the country's poetic beauty, but also its deep-rooted resilience. With over 65% of the population living in rural areas, rice is more than just food. It's the foundation of family life and livelihoods. Entire families work side by side in the fields, from planting to harvest, creating a peaceful, tight-knit rural culture that has stood the test of time. In 2023 alone, Vietnam produced over 44 million tons of rice, securing its place as the world's second-largest rice exporter, just behind India. From Asia to Africa, Vietnamese rice is known for its high quality and competitive price, making it a staple in markets worldwide. Countries like the Philippines and China heavily rely on Vietnam's rice supply, boosting the reputation and value of the Vietnamese rice brand. But rice is only part of the story. Vietnam is also a global powerhouse in coffee production, exporting over 1.8 million tons.